Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Thrillos Global podcast. I'm the host today with CJ, not here. I'm Liam. Good to see you all again. And today I'm joined with Funnel for the first time in a while. Funnel, how have you been, mate? What's been going on?
Liam. Yes, we're back. We're back. Happy New Year, everyone. What's been going on? A lot. Children, this, the whole
Exciting
lot.
times.
Traveling, this, everything. How about
Good on you,
yourself?
mate. Good on you. Yeah, same old. I've been having a bit of a break actually over the New Year's. Had a couple of weeks off work, which was nice. Watching Olympiacos quite a lot, keeping up to date with everything, so it's been good. I know
Of
you also
course.
came down to Melbourne to watch the Australian Championship Grand Final. How was that one?
Oh, that, yeah. Well, pointed out that one. That was very good for us Australian football crazy fans. That was an epic feeling of football because you know, we don't really experience that authentic. I think the A League is a little bit staged, I would say, and
Mm,
I think if you want to get that proper authenticity, I think you've got to go down a tier, and this championship was pretty good actually, and travelled from Adelaide 9 hours with my mate's van
that would have been
and
fun.
came down. Yeah, took a photo at the border with a banner, South Melbourne
I saw
Airlines.
that.
Yeah, and then we lost our voices, chanting all day. So yeah, it brought back some good memories because like I've travelled for Olympiacos before, and
Yep.
that's probably the most authentic football experience I've had in my life, and that's going all the way to Schalke Stadium, the Giesekirchen. I don't know if you're pronouncing it properly, but up in north west Germany, all the way from Melbourne. That was awesome.
Yeah, nice, nice. Very nice,
Yeah.
but not doesn't compare to the big away day to the Olympic Village in Heidelberg, does it?
Nah, mate, it's different atmosphere, yeah, but still pretty good, pretty good for Australia. I'd say that's uh, probably one of the most authentic experiences you'll
It
get.
was. It was great. It was great. Big Manny Agüek scoring that goal and sending the crowd into raptures is a good sight.
Yeah,
But yeah, fun. Also, talking about Melbourne. You've been working on a little project, I guess we could call it. Bringing back the Melbourne fan club, the Olympiacos Melbourne fan club. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and your ambitions with that, and what you're looking to sort of do, to sort of spread the word a little bit?
yeah, absolutely. We're trying to get the club back on track. There was a period in the about more than 10 years ago now, where the club was actually flourishing. We had gone to the Tipper festival twice in a row in Melbourne. Had a stall there. We were selling memberships and merchandise, and we're getting our name out there. We're creating lots of barbecue events. Um, Even when Olympiacos actually came down from Greece in 2012,
Yeah,
and
that was
you know
fantastic.
we yeah we created the atmosphere that in one section of
Oh yes, I do remember that when you guys went to the airport and everything as well.
exactly, yeah, all of that was because we just went all out. We spent all our we bought like I think 1,000 tickets with our credit cards, and just
Wow.
yeah, we just went all out, and we're like, let's do this. Let's create like an atmosphere for our beloved Olympiacos. But
Yep, yep. That's
essentially, what we're trying to do is like we're you know, Gate 7, it's been inactive for a while, but we're never far away. No matter how many kilometers separates us, the flame for Olympiacos does not go out. We carry it within us.
yep.
We want to gather. the world. We want to gather all our people again to unite the red and white voices here in Melbourne, in Australia. We're obviously we're doing that through the show as well. But Gate 7 Melbourne's goal is to keep you close to the legend. To keep you informed of Olympiakos' news, and to share every moment together, to get together as Olympiakos fans in Melbourne, and to really share like Olympiakos experiences together. Even for the Conference League final, we came together at Melissa, which was the last time.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, exactly. So in Oakley, and that was a good turnout. But we haven't been very active. But now's the time. We're going to start getting a bit more active now. We need to. If anyone's interested in joining the club and coming together as one and want to help out, because we need help. That's the bottom line. We need help. We need people. It's a club requires people. We need Olympiakos fans. We need people from Melbourne to come together, to come to us and say, yes, I want to help out. So essentially, we got the Facebook page. We don't have a website. We used to, but we closed it down. But we've got the Facebook group. So Gate 7 Melbourne, or Thirefta Melvurnis Stailnika. And on Instagram, the same thing, Gate 7 Melbourne Official. It's called, you'll see, Gate 7 Melbourne Official. That's our Instagram. So if you reach out to us via those channels, you'll get to myself. I'm the president. So yeah, you can reach out to me, and there's a couple others that are running it as well. So but yeah, let's go out together for our madness for Olympiakos. Let's do it.
Yep. 100% well said, and good stuff you're doing over there, Funnel. We'll definitely be keeping an eye, supporting and collaborating with Gate 7 Melbourne, and hopefully we can get it going and build some big things where we can organise events where we can meet up, like you said, at places like Melissa and stuff, and watch some of the big games together. Hopefully get a story and dip with us. So definitely some exciting times. I know you also launched the store recently as well, a couple products there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah, if you guys check that out, make sure go help support and buy. You can say a little thing about it, Funnel, if you want.
Yeah, you mean about the store?
Yeah.
So we've got an online store. I will post the link. We can post it in the chat, can't we?
Yep. You can send it to me, and I can post it with the official one if you like.
Yeah, we'll do that soon. But yeah, essentially we got a few T-shirts and hoodies, and even based on my recent rival of my baby, I created a baby one as well. So a onesie. I actually learning the terminology. So so it's a Gate 7 onesie. There you go.
Nice,
hardcore.
Nice, very nice. That'll be a popular one. Yeah, good stuff, Funnel. We'll definitely be keeping an eye. We'll be posting. We'll be collaborating. So yeah, that'll be something to watch out for. Moving on, Funnel. We'll start off. Obviously, our last podcast was just before the Leverkusen game last week, so we haven't covered it. We had a bit of a busy week, and no one was able to really get on, and we had a bit of an issue with StreamYard. There wasn't letting us log in, but it's all sorted now, so we'll cover the Leverkusen game. 2-0 win.
There's a lot to be said, but
yes, correct. The first goal is coming from a Rodinei corner in the second minute. Costinha with a great header to put into the back of the net. Keeper no chance. 1-0. And the second goal came right on the stroke of halftime. I think it was the 46th minute. Rodinei, what was a great counter attack by Olympiakos. Rodinei slipped in Daremi, and Daremi with a great finish to make it 2-0. And from there, we pretty much just saw it out. Couple lapses in concentration in defence, but Zolaki stood tall, made some big saves. We'll talk about him in just a second. But overall, from my perspective, before we come to you, Manu, I thought it was was a game that was very well structured. I think it was one of the better games we played all year. Although I would have liked to see us be a bit more closed, a bit better defensively. I think there was a few times, especially with the Pirola and Ortega side, where we sort of switched off and let them in with a couple of chances. I think Pirola was just coming back to it after being out for a while. But yeah, a few times we switched off and we gave them a few chances. But as I mentioned, Zolaki stood tall this game to win the man of the match. We'll talk about him in just a sec. But what are your thoughts on the game, panel?
Yeah. Well, I think we just. I love how you say it's interesting that you say about the defense. Actually, I actually really thought that we played really strong defensively for first time in a long time. Yes, there were lapses, and you're right about the lack of concentration, maybe some mistakes in the midfield. We lost the ball, and but I think the overall, if we look at the entire match, I think they were actually quite. It was quite consistent. I think that especially, and I love Eze, that guy.
He was unreal. Yeah.
One of the best centre midfielders I've seen in a long time at Olympiacos. Just like a workhorse, he does everything. Passing is unreal. Kopsimata, like tackling and cutting. Intercepting passes and things like that. Like he's just unreal. And of course, Costinha as well, and Retsos and Pirola. It was interesting that Pirola came off, right? Yeah, I think he.
Yeah, it was before Bianco.
Yeah. It was interesting that he came off. I was a bit surprised, but yeah, I think tactically we played really well. I think we got the 2 goals, especially a very early goal in the second minute. It's always a bit worrying when you score so early, and then on the 46th minute, like you said, that was a bit of a. I celebrated that hard actually. I full fists in the air and really like. Yeah, I watched it with my 4-month-old son, and I think he got a bit of a shock. He's like, I've never seen my dad do this before. So I lost it, but that was awesome. Good feeling that actually. But then I think we played it. I think that was a good way to go into half time, and for Midilibar to say to his players, right. Now we've got to be smart, guys. This game is super important for us to get the 3 points. We need to do anything and everything to keep the 3 points. Do whatever it can in your power to keep the 3 points. And I think that's what they did. They literally just went out there and broke off the match. I think we could have. I know they had a lot of possession in the second half, but that's fine. Like they didn't really do much with it. Do you know what I mean? I think we played very well defensively, and we did well. I was very happy. Of course, it's a win in the Champions League as well. Bayer Leverkusen is not an easy side. I think they're 4th or 5th in the Bundesliga. Bundesliga is Bundesliga, where it's not to win any team in the Bundesliga is a success, and Aristotle Theo, thank God, and Thursday morning on to the next one. Hopefully, I feel good about it, but let's just wait till the match.
That's it. Well, yeah, we'll come to that match in a second. But I know you mentioned Santiago Eze. I didn't touch on him. He was absolutely incredible Eze in the midfield. He was just cutting off everything. Yeah, an absolute workhorse, as you said. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Probably the best game we've seen him play in the Olympiacos jersey. Yeah, just so good. And in a game where Musa Kitty didn't really get going, I don't think struggled a little bit to get on the ball and stuff, a bit more defensively. He really stood tall in that one. And I think they're a bit different players. We saw Musa Kitty really dominate when we had a lot of the ball and we're more on the attack with Garat. But against Leverkusen, where we were a bit more sitting off and letting them have a little bit, has they really shown. And it's good to have two midfielders like that who have different qualities, and in different games they're both able to complement each other and do things that that each other probably can't do as well. So obviously, Muzaki did really good on the ball, and in those games where we need someone to drive forward and give those barriers forward, Muza's really good for that, and has their very good workhorse, and he showed that in the Leverkusen game last week. So it's fantastic. They're becoming a really good midfield partnership, and probably starting to really solidify themselves as the two midfielders. I know we've seen a lot of Garcia coming into that role, especially for the big Champions League games or the big derbies in Greece. But I think it's come to a point where you can really trust Heze and Musakiti in the midfield there, because Heze's able to do that dirty work, and Musa's able to bounce off him and get the balls and drive forward and spray the ball left and right. So I think they're coming together really nicely. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Musakitis, he plays a type of game where it's hard for you to notice how effective he is, but he is. I think it's the way he holds onto the ball, and I think that's people forget about how important that is in football. It's and the way he distributes the ball. Of course, he's made. He's a young one and he still makes a few mistakes. And that's where I'm like, but it actually works. He played. I think he played consistent. That's the other thing. He's also consistent. He's maybe have a slightly bad game, but it's actually not that bad. He actually still is very effective. He still.
Yep.
I noticed he also intercepts and he tackles, and if he loses the ball, I noticed he lost the ball, and he runs back as fast as he can. He's like,
yep,
I'm going to hear this from Mendilibar's going to be on my back. I better, not just that, but obviously, he loves his club. It's those two work. I think they work together great. I think I really want to see them again for the Ajax game.
Yep.
I don't want to see. CJ will like this, but I don't want to see. What's his name? I forgot his name. He hasn't played in a while. Garcia. Hopefully they, we keep seeing those two together, and with Chiquinho in that 10 position as well is amazing. I love seeing that.
Yep.
That triangle there is because Eze is the type of guy that's a box to box. He just runs up and down. He goes. He goes up for the attacks, and he's also straight back for the defense. It works really well, and then you've got Musakitis doing a bit of control in the midfield as well, where he opens play, creates space, distributes the ball where he needs to. It might be the simplest thing, but it's so effective. It's just his positioning.
Yep. Couldn't agree more, Funnel. Really well said. And I don't think we're going to see any other partnership but the Muzakiti and the Heze partnership in Amsterdam on Thursday for us, Wednesday for Greece. But just one more thing I wanted to touch on with the Leverkusen game. I just wanted to go through the stats a little bit. 28% possession we only had. I know at halftime, I probably had a look at that stat just out of curiosity. And I think we had about 43%. So that second half, we really just sat in and just defended that lead. Like you said, Bentley Bar would have told them, lads, we've got to hold on. We've got to win this game. And we did that. Maybe a little bit too defensive. Compared to previous times, Medley Bar usually likes to stay on the front foot and attack. So it was a bit interesting, but we definitely studied our shell in that second half. That's all right. We had the 2-goal lead, and I think when I mentioned the concentration in defence, I think that second half we really switched on. I think it was more so a little bit in the first half where we had a couple of gaps, but yeah, it was really good. Bayer Leverkusen having 17 shots, 5 big chances, which probably doesn't mean too much, and 6 shots on target, 6 saves by Zolakis, and yeah, what's it called? Zolakis, I think we should just talk a little bit about him. He's been out of form for quite a long time this season, and obviously cost us probably that result against PSV where when he just the ball went through his hands in that last minute. And if we had won that game, we'd probably be through at the moment. But saying that, he comes here against Leverkusen and he wins us this game pretty much. So for that mistake he's made up for his errors, and it's good to see him back in form because when he really is on form, he's obviously the best keeper in Greece, but honestly, he's up there with some of the best in the world. Zolakis, not to far stretch it and say he's the best goalkeeper in the world, but he's really up there with the best keepers in Europe on his best day. And it's good to see him back in form with that game. We play well against Volos as well, which we'll touch on a little bit as well. But yeah, what's it called? He's back. And yeah, back and firing. So what do you make of that funnel and having Zolakis back in form?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'd like to say Zolakis is, I think goalkeeper is a difficult position. It can be one of those things where you might have a bit of a rough patch, especially if you're younger, inexperienced. Like but you learn from the mistakes, and then if you move on. And I'm a huge believer with all sports that it's a lot to do with your mental game, right?
And 100%.
If you are able to be positive and lift yourself up and get back on track and forget about your mistake, well, not forget, but think about your mistakes and just say, okay, that's where I went wrong. I'm going to focus on these things, and then in future I'm just going to be positive and just think about the positives in the next matches, in all the matches. And I think that's what he's done. I think he's just come out, he's forgetting about what's happened, and now he's focusing. And I think that might have to do with Mendilibar as well, because he's a great leader without a doubt. We can see that he's our strategos, our soldier, our leader, and it shows from a lot of these youngsters that we have, and Zolakis is an example where he's picked himself up and he won man of the match for a Champions League match against Bayer Leverkusen. So take my hat off and bravo Zolaki. I think he's going well and he's going strong, and I want to keep seeing him grow, and hopefully we don't lose him ever, but if he keeps going like that, we'll probably some big clubs are going to be knocking on his door. It's Olympiacos. That's the thing. we have to go through this all the time.
100%. And yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the Leverkusen game. Did you have anything else to say about that?
About Leverkusen game?
Yeah. Did you want to add anything else before we move on?
What did you think about because you mentioned about the defense?
Yep.
What was it that sort of you thought that needs improving?
I think just in the first probably 30 to 40 minutes, don't exactly quote me because I haven't watched the game obviously in a week, but I think we got put. Well, Leverkusen they're a very good side with the ball. They know how to play with the ball. They know how to move the ball forward. Not only do they know how to move the ball forward, they know how to move it forward quickly. And with Fiortita and what's it called? I think a few times we probably didn't shut them down enough, and there was a few balls, especially in between that line of Ortega and Pirola, where they were able to sort of turn our defense inside out. And I think they had about 2 or 3 chances from that that side in the first half, in the first 20 or 30 minutes. I think you remember there was this one guy and he just blasted it wide. He had a massive chance. Or lucky he made a save on the other one.
Yeah.
They were really exposing that little pocket of space between Ortega and Pirola, I think. And I was saying to my before, because I was watching before, I just felt like Pirola was maybe one step just behind just because he'd been out for a while. I think he was just needed a bit of time to get into the rhythm of the game. That's probably a good example, a clear example of why when players come back from injury, they don't just come straight back into the squad and play a full 90. They more so come off the bench because he just looked one step off it. He wasn't the Pirola, I guess, they were used to, and Ortega probably wasn't helping him too much. But yeah, after that first half an hour, especially when we scored that second in the second half, we looked much better, much strong. But that's just something that I sort of noticed. I think we're just a little bit exposed just in between that pocket of space because of how quick they were able to move the ball forward and get and turn our defense inside out. With that final ball, they weren't able to convert for whatever reason because it's unlucky or just not shooting on target.
How good was that save? How good was that save from?
I know what you're talking about. The one where he got across very quickly to his right side, I think it was. Yeah. And then he sort of had a shine as lucky went bang and came across and covered it very well.
Oh, I was like, oh no, but luckily that was good.
Yeah. He was good, but yeah, I don't know if you agree with me on that one, but I just thought that was maybe a little bit of something that would probably could be improved on for the next game. But yeah, other than that, it was a very well structured performance.
No, I do. Yeah, that's like yourself. I can't remember everything exactly from a week ago, but yeah.
The comedy is not Nicopoli.
And he's got a Lebanese pick as well.
Oh man!
great era.
That was. All right, Bana, we'll move on. So that winning the Champions League leaves Olympiacos with 8 points, 24th on the ladder, just in the playoffs at the moment. Before we come to the Ajax game and this final round of Champions League, we'll quickly just go. First of all, we'll just go quickly to the AFCON Grand Final. We saw a Ayub El start. He missed a big chance as well in the first half. Really should have scored and put Morocco 1-0 up. They got subbed off, and I think we all saw what happened from there. Bano. The politics and all this and that, but who knows what was going on over there?
The chaos unfolded. Yeah, I was at work actually, but I saw like a little bit of it, and I was like, "What's going on here? This is some show and a half." But
Red Spirit, please. So we just get a comment. Red Spirit will try get him on one day onto a podcast. We have been lost.
We have been lost. Ben. There we go.
Red Spirit returns. Sorry, Bano, go on. The fans want Red
Spirit. That's all right. We the AFCON. That's just but yeah, no, I didn't really watch the entire game, so not too sure what happened. But I saw the drama. Definitely, that was crazy. I don't think anyone knows what exactly happened, but yeah. No. Do you know what happened? Or
No idea. No, I'm not even going to claim to know. I know what happened, but I'm going to ask you one question to leave this year. Actually, first, we'll just say, obviously, Morocco lost 1-0 to Senegal. Senegal AFCON champions. You have Kabi not with the trophy. Now, I'm going to ask you one question before we move on, and I don't want any explanation. I just want you to tell me: did he miss it on purpose or not? The penalty, the Diaz, the Diaz penalty.
Oh, yeah.
Did he miss it on purpose or not?
Uh,
No, no, no.
is no, no. I always say no.
Okay, I don't think he did either, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did miss it and there was something dodgy going on over there. Um,
Uh,
we'll go
that's
here.
pretty. That's
Interesting.
pretty. That, yeah. Sorry.
Go, Panel. Go. Go. You go, Panel.
No, I was just going to say. Well, I see the comment, but before we get to that, it was just it'd be pretty poor if like you do that for money. But anyway,
Yep,
like
yep.
if you missed on purpose for money, like for a bet or something like that. I don't know.
Who knows?
That's
Who honestly, to the AFCON, I don't think anyone even knows or will claim to know what happened there. Every year there's some sort of weird stuff going on there. It's one of those. So who knows?
that's
But
not fun.
unlucky to Joel Belkabi, who will not be the AFCON champion. Interesting.
Mm.
Yaremchuk is not going to Ajax. Is he injured? We don't believe so. I think it's something to do with potentially he could be on his way out. At the moment, I don't think he's too happy with with his game time. Obviously, we've seen El Kabi come back. While El Kabi was away, he hardly played. He got a game here and there in the cup. It's all been
Well,
Taremi. Whenever
you've got
sorry,
Taremi too. So
yeah, and then whenever it wasn't El Kabi, it's been Taremi. So he's hardly been given a chance. I think he wants more, and he thinks he deserves more, especially with the way he ended last year. So keep an eye on that one, but not injured to the best of our knowledge, unless you know something else, Funnel. But I have not read or heard anything, and I've had quite a bit of a read today about all the news.
no, I think you're spot on. I think like I just mentioned, I think how many strikers you're going to with the Champions League. Um, the players that you take with you. I think you've got what's the limit? I can't remember, but you've got to select a number of players for each position. I think two strikers is enough. Taremi and El Kabi are enough. I don't think you need
Yep,
a
yep,
Yaremchuk as well. Unfortunately, the three of them are great. Actually, the three of them are amazing. Like, I can't believe we've got like
they are
three great
world
like
class strikers. Yeah, yeah,
all three of them. I feel sorry for Yaremchuk because we bought Taremi. I was like, what the? But Taremi's done amazing stuff with us. Like that goal against Leverkusen, far out, man. But unfortunately, can't have them all. That's just how it is. And it's a
yep, yep.
great thing that we have this depth. This depth is. Well, I haven't seen such depth with Olympiacos in a long time, and I guess that's going to come to one of our topics soon, which is a player that we're close to signing or signed already. I don't know, but yeah.
Yep, we'll come to that. We'll come to that now. Yeah, it would be sad to see him go. I agree. Bring back Sudani,
Mm.
Halil Sudani.
Sudan.
Uh, that's a bit of a blast from the past. Um,
I don't think
uh,
we think.
just just a quick apology, Terrell. We're going to go. CJ, if you're watching, mate, it is not. CJ's posted on the Thrillers Global Instagram match day against Ajax. It is not match day. It's actually tomorrow. So if anyone's getting confused with that, it is not match day. Well, today, tonight, wherever you are in the world, it's actually tomorrow, Thursday, Australia time, Wednesday night, Greek time. So it's still over 24 hours until match day. So bit of a mistake there, CJ. So if you're watching and you see that, maybe remove that match day post. Getting a bit ahead of himself. He's excited for the match. Big CJ, the CEO
Oh, I've lost. Sorry, one sec. everything. So, not sure if anyone can hear me, but looks like Liam, I think we found out that Liam has got the technical issue. He'll be back on soon. Sorry about that. But I think where we were at was with Andre Luiz. I think that this is the recent transfer talk that we've been talking about recently. And he's we'll talk a bit about him. He's a 23-year-old from Brazil. Now he currently plays for the Liga Portugal side, Rio Ave, which is Marinake's other team. And it looks like this year he's actually got 19. He's played 19 matches, and in those 19 matches, he scored 7 and assisted 6. Now this guy is. I've watched his YouTube, and he's a deadly winger. He's explosive. He's very fast, very technically gifted, and yeah. Apparently, I've read, over the last couple of days that actually this morning I've read that we've basically signed him, but I won't make any announcement until we actually see it from Olympiakos's official site. I like to do that, But so it's an interesting signing, that one. I think it'll bolster up our attack, but it'll add a bit more quality to our team, and I think we're we're getting ready for the next round of the playoffs in the Champions League. So I think
Can you hear me, Bunner?
Liam, we're back.
Can you hear me?
No. Nope. Technical errors. At least we got some good technicians coming from Olympiacos. That's the main thing. And yeah, so what we're going to see is that this sort of signing is, I guess, so I think it was a 4-year deal, which means that they look at this player as a future prospect. He's 23 years old. This is the crux of his career. It's the time where he's gonna.
Does it work now? Can you hear me?
Still no, nothing, Liam.
Well, interesting.
So you got So essentially, this is for the Champions League, I believe. I think we're gonna see, like, we need this type of player for the playoffs if we're going to beat Ajax, and I truly believe we can beat Ajax. But we need to bolster up our squad.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Liam, you can't speak, but I think we're gonna. I think we've got a big game on Thursday morning. I think the biggest game of the year, and we're going to. Just got the message from Liam. I might have to finish this off myself. That's fine. That's no worries. But I think we're going to talk about the next thing, which is Ajax, I guess. So we'll move on to the Ajax part, and whether we can, and then we'll finish it off with maybe the Volos game as well, which I didn't really get to watch much. But let's go on to the Ajax game. Now Ajax is 32nd on the ladder, and they've lost the last. They've actually Ajax has won the last two, actually, so they're back. They actually had a really poor year in terms of the Champions League, but Olympiacos has won 2 in a row, and Ajax has won 2 in a row. So this is going to be, I think, a game where Ajax is going to want to fight, because they're on 6 points. If they win, they sort of have a possibility of going through. But Olympiacos is on 8 points, and we need if we win, I think we're basically through. It takes us to 11 points, and it should put us through to the next round in the playoffs. Now, I think I haven't had a chance to have a look at the lineup, but I think it's too early to say that. But like we mentioned before, Yaremchuk is not traveling. But yeah, we've got I think a similar squad, I think, to last time, and in terms of our players are out. Notable players is not many. That it's just basically the same as last time. So hopefully, we play good on the day and we win the match. And I'm just hoping that we just come off the last match and we score early again, put them off the game. It's away as well, so it's in Amsterdam. We're going to have big numbers. I've heard that we're traveling in big numbers, so the voice of Olympiacos is going to be strong, and we're going to hear it. For all of us watching all over the world, as per normal, as we always know, our fans are our strength, and let's just hope for the best. And let's get this win. I can't wait to wake up it's 7 a.m. in Melbourne on the 29th. So that's Thursday. To confirm with everyone, that's Thursday morning, 29th, 7 a.m. in Melbourne, 6:30 in Adelaide. So yeah, I think I know Ajax has got sort of back in form, but I still think we're gonna.
Ella, can you hear me, Panel, now?
We're still going to come off best. I still think Ajax is actually third on the ladder at the moment. See, Liam, are you back?
Can you hear me now?
So Ajax is third on the ladder. I think they've had a recent good form. They've had win, draw, win, draw, win. So it looks like they're back on track because they started off quite poorly. This year, it hasn't been a very good year for them. But let's focus more on Olympiacos' strengths and the fact that yes, the game against Volos wasn't too convincing, but I think that's what we just needed, that that one goal to secure our to secure the 3 points, and then move on to focus on the Champions League, because it's our biggest match of the year, basically, I think.
Can you hear me now?
So yes, so Liam has just written another message.
Can you hear me?
I think my mic is not working. Well, that's okay, Liam. Looks like I'm winging it here. Well, I'm not winging it. We're going through all the topics, so should be all right, mate. But yeah, hopefully you get your. Oh, there's two Liams.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear or no?
Liam?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear.
Oh, because
we still don't have you, mate. Technical issues. This is on the stream. Let's get the stream opening.
Yeah, I think you can hear me. I think.
Can you hear me on the stream? That's because
yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me on the stream? That's because
you can.
Okay, yeah. It's replaying.
you can.
Okay, yeah. It's replaying. Okay, yeah. Hold on.
I think everyone can hear me now. I don't know what was going on there. Yes, I should be back in. Hopefully Pano rejoins and we can have less technical issues. Let's re-add him. Pano, can you hear me now? No.
I still can't hear you. That's really strange. But now I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh my, what has been going on? That is so confusing. That was absolutely tripping me because I don't know what I think something was wrong with my mic, and then what's it called?
And then I think there was something wrong with my speaker
Yeah, and
too.
there's something wrong with yours, and I don't even know. Something was wrong with StreamYard probably.
I think everyone watching this must be the most confusing.
Let's close it off in style now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, where I was at was with the Ajax match, and what were your thoughts on how we're going to go with the Ajax match on Thursday morning to confirm 7 a.m. in Melbourne?
Yeah. Well, it's obviously a big game away from home. We tend to play a bit differently away from home than we do at home, especially in the Champions League. Just in terms of the way we sort of move the ball away from home, we seem to be a little bit more direct. I don't know if if you remember back to the Arsenal and the Barcelona games, and you look compared to the Real Madrid game at home, we just tend to be a bit more direct when we're away from home and play less of the ball. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes because we're going to be chasing a goal. Because I was trying to say, I don't know if everyone could hear me, but what's it called? A draw is only going to give us a 25% in qualification, maybe 30%, even less, maybe. Very unlikely to go through with a draw. So we're probably going to need a win, which means we're going to be chasing a goal. We're going to be chasing the win. So it'll be interesting how we come out looking for that goal. I think we like to start fast early. And obviously with El Kabi back, I think we're just going to go from the start. I think we're going to look to press them high as we've been doing for the Champions League, this entire Champions League campaign. By the way, the highest pressing team this Champions League, the most final third get backs in the entire Champions League, and not just by a little bit, by an absolute mile. So we've been the highest pressing team by far. So I think we'll continue that. I think we'll look to play direct. I think we'll look to get the ball forward quickly, get an early goal, and hopefully settle in from there. But yeah, it'll be interesting how we approach it because it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a bit of because all the games are at the same time. The ones that relate, like not all the games, but I think it's just half. Like all the games on the same time on Wednesday, and the other games on Thursday, or they're all at once on Thursday. Just have a little double check that. It's every single game is on the Thursday all at the same time. So we're going to know exactly live what we need to do. So I think it'll be a lot of keeping up with the scores. But I think the most important thing is we need to win. And if we win, it's in our own hands. We will go through if we win. So we have a 100% chance of qualification if we win. So I think that's the goal. We go out there, we look for an early goal, and we look to win the game. They've struggled in the Champions League this season, although they've won the last 2 games that they've played. They've come back into a bit of form in the second half of the season since the new year. So I think we look to attack them. We look to exploit their weaknesses, which is clearly their defense. They've had defensive problems all year. I think we're going to try to use our pace with Gelson Martins and probably put Dents on the wings to just go at him, and hopefully El Kabi can finish a couple of chances up top, Bano.
Yeah. And he did score on Sunday morning for us. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
He did. So he's back.
I did such a good analysis of the Volos game. I don't think any of it got heard.
Well, I don't know now. I'm actually confused about what got hurt and what didn't.
That's all right. We'll finish up with the Ajax, and I'll quickly just say a couple points on the Volos game, and then we'll close it up.
Yeah. But that's all right. Technical issues happen, and it's fun. So what do you want to talk about now?
Oh, you can finish up what you wanted to say about the Ajax game. Have you said what you wanted to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got to, I guess, look at the last couple of games, and that's Volos, and I sort of mentioned it just before you came back on, but against Volos and Leverkusen, and we've got El Kabi back, and he scored straight away. I don't know if you obviously you did see the goal, but that goal was amazing, really good. all-round player. I mean, it was all we needed was that one play, and that we destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them. If we see, and Potenza looks like he's back as well. So we've got quite some some depth and strong players who are really keen to score, to assist, to to attack, and they're hungry. They're hungry, and you saw in the Leverkusen game that, and you mentioned the pressing. The pressing it works. It's unreal. It puts so much pressure on the defense that and like you said, Ajax has been crumbling all year defensively. So you do that with Ajax, they're gonna struggle with that for sure.
Yep. One thing we have to be careful of is they have very quick wingers, Ajax. So pressing high, if they break that line and they're able to shift the ball through the midfield to their wingers, that is where they're quite dangerous. So that's something to be careful of. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes Rodinei at right back or if he plays Costinha there. Yeah, just depending on what he thinks will be the best approach defensively. Whether you play Rodinei on the wing or at right back, it'll be interesting because we know at times Rodinei has struggled sometimes defensively. But yeah, it'll be interesting because I think Podence could be a real threat in a game like this, where we're in such a vulnerable defense. And with his dribbling skills and his pace, I think he'll be a very big threat. So I don't know. I feel like Podence has to start. So it'll be interesting to see how he lines up.
Yeah, very interesting because there's quite a bit of depth now. I'm actually not quite sure what do you want to speak about a lineup and then go to the next, or
yeah, sure. We can definitely do that.
What are your thoughts? What's just quickly talk about your first 11, I guess.
I think we're gonna see Costinha and Rodinei right back, right wing. I think Rodinei should be right wing, right back, and Podence right wing. But I think we're gonna see Costinha and Rodinei just because he played Gallo-Yeropoulos at right back, which probably means he was resting Costinha. So I really think we're going to see Costinha and Rodinei right back, right wing partnership again. And I guess it's justifiable considering how well they played together last week and how well Rodinei played on the wing. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens there. But I think we're probably going to see the same back four, the same midfield. And I think it's just going to be the exact same lineup, but El Kabi for Taremi, I think, pretty much. But yeah, I would like to see Podence play right wing because I think it'll be a game that suits him. But in saying that, maybe he'll be impactful off the bench around the 60th minute when legs are tired and you bring him on, someone with pace and Biotita with his dribbling. He can really take on a defender and go at him. So maybe that'll be the go. Now that I think about it.
So you think Costinha will play left back?
I think Costinha right back. Ortega left back and Rodinei will play right wing.
Oh, so you think Rodinei's going to start?
Yeah, on the wing, I think it's the exact same lineup as last week, just Taremi for El Kabi.
Yeah, no, Rodinei. We should mention that his assists recently are insane good. So
yes, he has been. Yep, 100%.
So yeah, like he definitely deserves to start. So yeah, Potenza on the left, Rodinei on the right. Yep, I agree. So let's move on to well, that actually wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing because I don't know if they heard me about the Volos game.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, El Kabi obviously with the goal, Podence with the assist. Podence played really well. It's good to see him get amongst the goal contributions again. He played really well on the left wing. Strafezza played well on the other wing as well. I thought they were both really good. It was good to see Strafezza back out there. But someone that I was really impressed with was Lorenzo Scipioni. I think he had a fantastic game in that midfield. And I think him and Garcia midfield partnership. I know we're talking about the midfield partnerships before with Muzakiti and Hezer. These two are unbelievable. I know they're playing against Volos at home, but yeah, they had a great game together, especially Scipioni. And I think we should be seeing more of Scipioni because he really put in a shift. And one final player I want to talk about, and I don't know why he hasn't got a more opportunity because he had a fantastic AFCON. He's come back and had a fantastic game, and that's Bruno Onyamenchi. I've always backed him from the start. I think he's a great player. He's shown a lot every time he plays, and he's just been having a lack of opportunities. And if we're not going to sign Simica, which is looking like we're not anymore, as he's probably going back to Liverpool.
He's going back to Liverpool.
Yeah, most likely. I think they're recalling his loan because Robertson might be leaving. But it doesn't look like we're getting Simica, which means Bruno and Ortega will be staying most likely. And I think he should be getting more opportunity because every time he's played, he's shown great ability. He had another fantastic game. AFCON, he was incredible. He knows how to get up and down, whip a ball in. He's strong defensively. I think we should be seeing more of him, especially sometimes with how inconsistent Ortega can be. So that was another point. And yeah, it was good to see Carlos Hieropulo, Mancha, Biancon, and obviously Nascimento getting a chance as well in a game where Mendilibar was clearly resting our players that were going to be starting in the Champions League tomorrow. So yeah, It was good to see a couple of different players, a bit of rest, a bit of rotation using the squad, which is important this time of the year. And yeah, just to see some of those younger and different players play.
Yeah. No, good point actually. About great mentions about the players. I think very well worth mentioning those players. I think it's just amazing. It's great to say that, you know, how good our depth is this year. I think there's a lot of, you know, look at this, like we're changing midfields and, you know, they're still quite good quality, you know, for a game against Volos as well. I mean, Volos is it's the, you know, middle Greek league team, but, you know, they're still competitive, and, you know, it's good to see that, you know, we can pull out one midfield and put in another one and still do well, and still work the same as per Mendilibar's instructions. You know, how he wants to play his game.
Yep, 100%, Manu, 100%. And yeah, we played well. I thought the rotated squad did pretty well. Didn't give up too much defensively at all, actually. The makeshift back four, they've all haven't played too much this season. They were fantastic. So good fair play to them. And in attack, we looked decent as well. Could have maybe had another one or two. So yeah, played well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and anything else you want to touch on, Bunner? We've got a bit of a longer episode today. A couple of technical issues, but yeah.
Yeah. Some people will have to just like skip that part, you know. Well, I think it's worth mentioning EuroLeague because Olympiacos is, you know, in basketball, that is.
Yep.
Because we're firing recently.
Yep.
Not sure how much you've been following, but
I have been watching the highlights and everything. Struggling for a big period last month. I think we only won 3 in our last 8 up until about a month ago, and we've won, I think, now 3 in a row or 4 in a row now, Panel.
I think 4 actually. We've been quite strong. I think you know, we've beaten some Anadolu FS as well. That was last game.
They're a good side. Yep.
Yeah, of course. So let's see how much it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in a row. Yep. 4 wins in a row. So Fenerbahce was the last loss. But yeah, like we're looking very strong. You know, beating Anadolu Efes, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Partizan. Partizan's got issues anyway, but you know they're still pretty strong. They've got internal issues with the club. I think I'm not too sure what's going on, but something, their fans are not rocking up to their games and stuff. The stadium's empty.
I thought you just meant that like their fans just had issues in general.
That's true. That's true too. That's a separate topic.
When your brother club spoke, then yeah,
exactly. But no, like so some big wins. You know, we've been putting away a few. So we're looking good for Final Four. Panathinaikos, I got to mention this, and then we can start wrapping up. Panathinaikos is struggling big time, but not only that, they're actually, given that they're struggling, and the fans are noticing, they want to pull out the final is in, the Final Four is in Oaxaca this year. So the funny
they
thing
want
is,
to pull out of it.
they want to pull out of it because they're worried that Olympiacos is going to win it in there. And, they've only got basketball left. All the sports are taken, volley, football, every sport that you can think of, like water polo, everything we've taken from them. And there's only one sport, and even that, if we win inside Oaxaca, they're finished.
It makes sense after the win against Aiken Opap not against Aiken Opap Stadium in Conference League. We'll win this one in Athens. It's written in the stars, mate.
Mate, if we win this in Athens, it's just ξεφτυλίσει αμόνους, what do you call it? We've taken the piss, basically.
But, But I think important to note as well, just we're on 15-8 record, 1 win off the top, sitting in 5th. So it is quite tight at the top. A couple of games can change a lot. Obviously a couple of days ago we're sitting just in the top 8, and now we're well and truly in only 1 game off the top. So
yeah, and I think is it Anadolu on the top?
It's Hapoel, I think. Let's have a look.
Hapoel,
yeah, Hapoel, Fenerbahce, Real Madrid, Barca, Olympiacos.
Sorry, Anadolu is not even in the top 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it looks like we're strong contenders for the Final Four for sure.
Yep, 100%. Very good.
Yeah. I think we've wrapped up all the.
A bit of a long episode today, but again, apologies to everyone about the technical issues just in between the middle for those 5-10 minutes there. I don't know what was happening. If it was us, if it was StreamYard playing up, I don't know what fully was going on there.
But whether it was my speaker or your microphone or something.
I have no idea. It's happened once or twice before. Sometimes it's just with everyone, it just happens, part of life, I guess. But yeah, big apologies to everyone for those 5 or 10 minutes where it was a bit disrupted. I hope Bunnell had to put in a bit of a makeshift. I was listening to you on the iPad. You sounded like you're doing well. So I never doubted you. You're doing very good. Under pressure by yourself. Class stuff. But yeah, it was good to have you back again today, Bunnell. It's been a while, obviously. Good to have you back. Looking forward to having you back on more frequently and keeping in touch with the Gate 7 Melbourne works and collaborating with that. So yeah, it's good. It's been a pleasure to have you back on. You've always got great insight and you've got good knowledge and love for Olympiacos. So thank you again, Bunnell.
Absolutely. Always love joining and, having a chat and talking about all things Olympiacos. And, this is a community thing, we're gathering all Olympiacos fans around the world and putting them, coming together. So I'm proud to be on this podcast, and I would love to continue to coming on and get onto it, people, and let's keep going.
That's it. Yeah, well, we'd love having you on as well. A great addition, obviously, and more to come, as you mentioned. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I think we had quite a lot of views today. Actually, I don't know if you're keeping up to date with the live count. At times we were pushing the 10 live viewers mark, which is pretty good, considering most of our viewers come after the episode is actually published. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining, for your comments. We had a few interesting ones in there as well today, so it was good fun, and I'm sure we'll be back within the next week to cover the Ajax game and everything else moving forward. A big game, as we mentioned, 7 o'clock Melbourne/Sydney time, 6:30 Adelaide time. We'll mention that for you. And yeah, big game. Big game. I got you, mate. Must win. And just a reminder, the match day is not today. So I don't know, CJ jumped the gun a bit, was a bit excited for match day. There it is. But yeah, big game, must win. We play for the badge. And yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing you guys on the next episode, talking about the knockout phases and who will be facing in the draw. But first, we have a big game in Amsterdam, so let's hopefully get the win. Bano, thank you again. Thanks everyone for joining. Again, apologies
you,
for
Liam.
technical issues. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Bame Olympiacos.
Bame Thriller.
Bame.